times there, one of the guys come over here, and I can't really. I think they had a problem with the neighbor or something like that. And the way they talk, they come over here wanting to see ID on me. I said, hold up, I got a phone number up on my gate. Why haven't you called me? And where we're doing police business is that's fine and dandy. I respect you as a human being, but maybe you need a warrant. Finally, they just left the property. I know it was heavily wooded, so I ain't really sure of the details, but maybe they went to the house and somebody ran. I don't know. I just thought it was weird, because living out here in the woods, if I was really a stupid person, I would have got up and seen flashlights out there, and I would have got the gun and started shooting, which would have been wrong, but I don't know. You just got to be cautious, It used to be a day out here in the country, sir, as a kid I could just wander around the woods along the creek line and stuff, but of course there's sections of property that, people own, and nowadays that's very unfashionable, you don't want to go down the woods and start walking around because that is not your property, and then you might have some whack job out there that might, just be all upset because, you're walking across the property. So, things have changed that way. And, of course, now the insects are so doggone bad, and I don't want to get out there and get ate up by ticks and yellow flies and stuff, so that's another deterrent right there. Yeah, sometimes that's a big dream right there, but I haven't had no problem. That took place a long time ago, like 20 years ago, and any other problems that's been out here is right up here on the dirt road where I guess people think they got an entitlement to drive around out here, and there was some type of conflict up there at the dirt road that got resolved really quickly when somebody got sprayed with bear spray and beat with a shovel. So, now those people don't come out here anymore, but it's a changing, like you mentioned, the changing face of society is just becoming people, I call them evil spirits, just like 20 plus years ago when the hijackers hijacked airplanes and ran them into buildings for whatever bizarre cause, killing people. It's not right, and all the other stuff that came in after that there, so I don't know, but if you look back at history, look at some of the other hideous things that have happened here in this country as time gone by, it is history, and that's what happens. Then you got the people that want to change the name of the military bases and tear down statues. So okay, so we can erase history, so possibly we can repeat the same thing over, maybe even worse there. It's just amazing there, but I don't know there. And those are the hooping and hollering stations out there. That's another thing. Decades ago on ham radio, you never really had that where people want to do that. So let me take a pause here for a moment and be a good operator that I feel like I am. Is there any breaking stations in there that want to join in? Go ahead, please. Hey, there you go there. Another confused person making noises, but there's a lot of that going on nowadays, especially on 40 and 75 meters nowadays, I guess. Now, maybe sometimes people say that it's because of the license changes and the CB operators coming to ham radio, but I don't believe that's true, because a lot of people that do that kind of stuff have been around for decades. They know what they're doing. Yeah, it's just bizarre, but I make a lot of that the brunt of the joke, just like I mentioned about the guy with the meltdown about the antenna there, because I remember this call, and I looked up the call when I had a chance to the internet, and I said, yeah, there it is. There's somebody just, got on my ham license, and I feel special. I knew another guy one time that, with his confused self, he talked on CB radio, and then he got into fire rescue, and somehow he got himself a position at a volunteer fire department. It took him about 6 months to get rid of him. The guy was bizarre. And there's another example right there. Somehow, people just try to get themselves in a position that end up doing more harm than good. Somebody with a psychological disorder, since then I think law enforcement has touched a person up lightly because the older they get, the worse decisions they make. All right, Danny, I'm about to step out of here. I'm going to go in the house and take me a shower, then probably come out here and play a little bit more radio, then shut it off. Cause my days sometimes start at 4:30 in the morning. I try to be at work at 6, and I know I'm going to have some odd things going on here for the next 3 weeks here, trying to keep things in order, so I'll see how that goes. But, sir, anytime you hear me out here, especially around 40 meters, I'll get out here and rag chew and call CQ. If you hear me out here, just jump in the phone you call sign out, and we'll see what's going on with you.
Is this frequency in use?
Yes, sir, Danny. You take care. 7-3 to you out there in Louisiana. We'll talk to you again sometime later. Kilo Sierra 4, Papa Charlie there. The station asking if the frequency's in use. I'll turn it over to you. It's all yours, sir. Go ahead.
All right, thank you. I'm standing by for the old MissNet.
Okay, I'm sorry. Just jump in and let me know. I didn't mean to interfere, sir.
I was enjoying listening to your QSO. Thank you very much, though.
Yes, sir. Take care, sir. Be safe. Good night.
Have a good night. WE4BAD. Ed, the floor is yours. Take it away.